Morning guys, from London's Liverpool Street Station. Fantastic station this is. I don't think I've ever been here before, but yeah, looking around, really enjoying it. I can't stay here long. I'm taking a train with C2C rail all the way east to Southend-on-Sea. I'm going to take a few shots of the train on the way. I've heard it's a good one. Let's see what it's like. Come with me, we will get on board and I will catch you on the train. I really liked Liverpool Street Station. Initially I made my way through this street level entrance here, which brings you onto what I guess is the upper level, and that gives you some great views here of the main concourse and the fantastic glass roof. And opened in 1874, the Liverpool Street Station was connected to the Metropolitan Underground line a year later. Now looking on the current tube map, it's certainly connected to a lot more lines these days. And installed on the upper level is also the 1922 Great Eastern Railway War Memorial, which commemorates over 1,000 GER employees who tragically lost their lives in the First World War. Okay, so yeah, I really like this station. There's a massive departures board up here, and the train that I'm after is the C2C to Shoeburyness. Not sure how you pronounce it, and there we go, Southend Central 11:11. So yeah, it takes just under an hour, doesn't it, to get there. Looking forward to the journey. Let's go and grab a coffee and then we'll head down to the platform. In my quest for a coffee, I ended up over the road from another equally nice entrance, which I think must have been the side entrance to the station. Anyway, I had my coffee and headed back into the main concourse to wait for the platform to be announced. I was again lugging my heavy rucksack around, so yeah, I was hoping it would be opposite, but unfortunately not. Right, platform 15 is where we're going from. I think it's down here somewhere. There we go. Train not in yet, but that's okay. Here it comes. Oyster only, that says. That's no good, is it? Let's try this one. Seek assistance. Alright, okay. Seek assistance. Right guys, I've got seek assistance on this one. Thank you very much. Yeah, so by the time I'd faffed about at the gates, the train had already ground to a halt and had started discharging its passengers. I decided to take the long walk up platform 15 right to the front of what would be a very quiet service this morning. Right then guys, perched myself right at the front of the train. Yeah, one of the only few seats that have little tables on them, which is great because I can just enjoy my coffee. But yeah, mostly laid out in a 2-3 configuration, and the quiet zone's a nice touch, isn't it? And yeah, there's nobody else in here at the moment, but obviously I won't be talking all the way through this. But yeah, it's quite a nice train. I'm looking forward to the journey. For the first time out of Liverpool Street, as I said before, so we'll see what we can find on the way. I think actually it might be better to sit on that side coming into Southend, because you get views of the estuary, so I might just move over before anybody else comes. And yeah, quite a long train this as well, but yeah, maybe have a quick look at the front before we set off. Yeah, a Class 357 Electrostar would be our chariot today, with 2 4-car units coupled together, giving us a consist of 8 carriages. And I reckon these trains are just around 20 years old at the time of this video. We left on time, and nothing spectacular about this is there, the platforms here being very dull as opposed to the bright concourse area. Then looking on Google Maps, we do travel underground for quite a while before emerging out into a cutting and heading east, where we race a Greater Anglia Class 720 towards Stratford, passing the ABBA Arena on our right and the London Stadium, home to West Ham United, on the left. West Ham's angry-faced manager David Moyes, at the time of this video anyway, he used to play for Shrewsbury Town, and I don't know about you, but I preferred the Bulling Ground personally. That was a proper football ground. After leaving Stratford, a quick glance up at the network map above the doors tells us that our next calling point would be Barking. There are audio and visual station announcements on this train anyway, but yeah, I always find it good to be able to look at the route map so that you know how many stations you've got to go. Now, quite evident in this shot and throughout the interior of the train is this overwhelming colour of magenta. Yeah, it's on the handrails, the signage, the seat handles. Yeah, the seats in contrast have a quite nice understated grey flecked moquette. They look comfortable, and I can confirm that they were well cushioned throughout. The legroom was perfectly fine in the opposite facing seats, although the table support here does get in the way a bit. I'd rather live with that though and have the table, albeit it is quite small, but yeah, it's better than nothing, isn't it? The airline style seating, well, legroom is not so good. They're quite cramped actually, with no flip down tables present either. And above the seating on both sides was ample small luggage storage, and yeah, I guess you need to consider that these trains are going to be a lot busier in peak times than they were on this trip, and hence the provision, for example, of 3-2 configuration seating further down the train. The colour scheme though, well, yeah, I thought it was horrible. But let me know what you think in the comments below. So we're just coming into Upminster now. The London Underground District line terminates here, so that's the last we're going to see of that as we instead head out into the Essex countryside. Now, still travelling east, we've got blue skies and coastal views to come. Enjoy the scenery with me as we soak up the sun, which was, as you will see, very low in the sky on this winter's day. I've got to admit, once we'd made it to the coast, the trip became much more enjoyable. It always does though, I think, when there are vast expanses of water to look out over. We were just approaching Chalkwell here, passing HQS Wilton, which was converted into the Essex Yacht Club's headquarters from the first ever glass fibre warship, the minesweeper HMS Wilton, launched in 1972. She was nicknamed HMS Tupperware for obvious reasons. It seemed to me quite unusual for a yacht club to have its headquarters on a ship, and I'm not sure whether it's open to the public or not. Any information on this would be greatly appreciated. So here's Chalkwell, sandwiched between the railway line and the coast, and at this point it was time to have a quick look at the nearest toilet on board. It smelt a bit, to be honest, this accessible loo, but there was water and soap available and the hand dryer worked. The toilet roll present, the baby changing facility was clean, more magenta all over the place, and yeah, I think on the walls the London skyline was depicted. But, yeah, all in all, yeah, pretty standard toilet really. Well, I tell you what, just leaving Chalkwell now, some fantastic views over the estuary. The sun though is like really low in the sky, so it's really bright, so apologies for that. But yeah, I've got about 3 minutes to run now, so I'll see you when we get to Southend-on-Sea. A couple of things to close out here as we approach Southend-on-Sea. There was no USB connectivity aboard this train, and the Wi-Fi, well, that was a total waste of time. I had to go through all sorts of registration stuff and then a questionnaire, and then apparently it was available, but I couldn't get any social media to load up, so yeah, it's not worth the effort is all I would say. 4G signal is good around here, so just use that if you can. Right then guys, Southend Central, this is my stop. Let's disembark and see what we can see, shall we? The price I paid for this trip from London Liverpool Street to Southend Central was £9.60 adult single. And not the greatest value I've ever had, but not bad either for a trip of what was just under an hour in length. I watched the train depart as it made its way towards Shoeburyness, and after that I just took a minute or two to sum up the journey. Right then guys, Southend-on-Sea. You know what, for what was it, about 55 minute train journey. I wasn't expecting much, to be honest, but I've never been here before or on that line, and you know, it turned out to be pretty good journey, nice and quiet, wasn't it, the train? Efficient, on time, clean. What more can you ask for really? Obviously there's not much in the way of facilities on there, but it's designed to bring people in and out of London, isn't it, really? As many people as possible, I would imagine. But overall, yeah, it was good trip, really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. I shall catch you on another adventure soon, I'm sure, and as always guys, cheers for now.